Hello everybody, my name is David. Welcome to part 2 of my question and answer video that I do every single Monday. I'm answering people's questions from the last Q&A video from last Monday. And any questions you guys have today, please go down below in the comment section of part 1 or part 2. Ask me anything you want. I'll answer them in the next Q&As next Monday. Okay, that's how it works. Welcome new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Ask questions. Healing is learning. Healing is understanding what happened to you. With empathy, with compassion, things like this, okay? So ask questions, please, guys. The first question in part 2 is from Harsha, but I don't know where you're from. So please, people, when you ask questions, just tell us your locations. Tell us where you're from. The planet, hemisphere, the continent, country, state, city, no addresses. Harsha asks, my narcissistic boyfriend broke up with me and blocked me. Then he's not your boyfriend. He's your ex. When I needed him the most. He broke up with you and he blocked you when you desperately needed him the most. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Then you asked me, is this a final discard? Will he come back? And I shortened up your question because you want him to come back. You're not understanding that there's a lot going on here. Now, I'm guessing you called him narcissistic boyfriend, so you believe that he's a narcissist. And I'm guessing that you believe that before this happened. So there's probably prior history of him not being a good boyfriend, huh? Treating you wrong, making you feel bad. So he broke up with you and he blocked you. Now, how did that feel? So why would you want to give someone a chance to do that again? If you're going to let him in your life again, if you're going to let him in your life again, then we have to be absolutely confident he'll never do that to you ever again. I'm going to tell you something right now, Harsha. If you love yourself, if you respect yourself, then you will never, ever, ever let this man hurt you ever again. I don't care what you have to do. I'm not saying do anything. I'm not saying how you do it. Should you let him back? Should you not? I'm just saying never let this person hurt you ever, ever again. Never. Not a way that he has before. Not a new way. Never. Why should we let this person hurt you ever again? Because I bet he's not even sorry. Now, you waiting for him, you allowing him to come back, you hoping is compromising who you are. It's not respecting yourself. It's not loving yourself. It's not having empathy and compassion for yourself. Sympathy, nothing. Nothing. You are determining your value and your worth right now. Right now. And you're letting somebody else do it too. You're putting your self-worth, you're placing it in someone's hands that you can't trust or have any confidence in at all. No security. There's no security in this relationship, Harsha. And that's the single most important thing in your life right now. It should be. Because look how it feels when you don't have it. He's never allowed to hurt you again. How are you going to do that? How are you going to make that happen? Get help. Get support. Okay? Get people in your life that are good to you and get rid of the people in your life that are bad to you. Simple. I'm not saying it's easy, but that's simple. That should be real simple to understand. Good luck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is this the final discard? Will he ever come back? I hope it's the final discard. I hope he doesn't come back. But more important, I hope you don't let him. And start raising your self-worth. Right now, right here, right now. Start feeling a little more stable, too. Take control of your life. Maya, Stockholm, Sweden. Hello. Is the silent treatment part of the discard that will eventually happen? Well, no. I mean, so, and don't forget, the personality disorders, they're not so in control of anything they do. Matter of fact, a real part of personality disorders means that they're not very in control of what they do. I know you guys want to sit there and think that they're plotting and planning and everything, right, at their desk, you know, but they're not. Silent treatment is abuse. First of all, everyone who does not know that, when you have a partner, you have an intimate relationship with, and you just stop talking to them for no reason and you ignore them, that's called abuse because you're intentionally trying to hurt them. That's abuse, okay? So what's going on is that's how they feel about you, right? But I mean, that shows anger, hatred, animosity, things like this. So they put you up on that high pedestal in the beginning, right? They're looking, they have a huge void, lowest self-esteem ever. And they find somebody that fills that void as the answer to their life. Their personality disordered life has been horrible. And you're the answer. You're great. You're amazing. Right? And their hormones go up and go, woo, woo, woo. But eventually they come down. Eventually you're a human being. Eventually you're not perfect. Like the rest of us. And you come down to planet Earth. Right? And it's like you lied to them. They can't handle it. They hate you. They hate you. They start devaluing you because they put people on a value system. Just like objects. Value. This has a purpose and a value, and so does Lisa. Right? I don't care who Lisa is. Lisa does things for me. Lisa makes me feel good. I don't really care who she is. So, what is the silent treatment? I don't know how to ask for things I want. I don't know how to say no. I don't know how to communicate. Narcissists can't communicate very well. They've been neglected. They haven't had good emotional language, conversation, talk with anyone in their life, their parents. They're horrible at it. Right? They don't ask for what they want. They manipulate for what they want, right? And we all have emotional needs, just like the last person. I'm so sorry, I forgot your name. Harsha. Harsha needs security in her relationship, and so do they, right? We all need security in relationships. So do narcissists. They need security in their relationships. Sure, they need to know that they need to have confidence that you'll have their back. No matter what. So what do? They say, I want you to know I love you forever and I'll be with you forever and I have your back no matter what. Do you have mine? You do? Great. Just kidding. They don't do that. Just kidding. No, they don't do that. Do they? We know what they do. Guess who was looking at me today? Lisa. Lisa was looking at me today. Said I had a cute butt. I didn't know what to do. I said, hey, I got a girlfriend, you know. But she likes my butt. She whistles every time I come in there. She's been doing it forever, you know. Then you start going, oh, God. And you say, I don't like that. Screw that. And he says, oh, stop freaking out, man. God, you're so annoying. You know, whatever it was. They're not offering security. They want you to offer security, right? So they manipulate. They triangulate to get security. I could go down the list of needs that they're trying to fulfill and how they're doing this. By projecting, by silent treatment. I hate you and you're not being who I want you to be. You gross me out, disgust me. I feel like crap tonight. I really want you to just give me what I want and stop talking about all these emotional things and commitments and stuff and stop bugging me about that I hurt you yesterday. Stop chasing around trying to get me to understand how I made you feel yesterday. I don't care. Shut up. I have massive anger and rage problems I don't know how to deal with. I can't regulate how I feel at all. So it has nothing to do with the discard. But the discard is kind of like a silent treatment, and the fact that they throw you away, they're quiet for a while, but yeah. Silent treatment is something they do around you. Right? They ignore you while you're right there. Discard, they throw you away like a piece of garbage. We break up with people. We don't discard them. right? I've heard some of you guys out there be like, oh, I discarded my narcissist. It's like, oh, that's harsh. How'd that feel? We don't do that. That's what they do, not us, right? Thanks, Maya. And you know what? I still can't remember if it's Maya or Mia. Sorry. Feel free to tell me how to pronounce it. Shannon from the Midwest. Why do narcissists get married so fast? Because they're impulsive. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. They are the lowest self-esteem people. So when they meet someone, eventually they're going to have low self-esteem and think that you're going to find out how bad of a person they really are. And you're going to leave them. So hurry up and get married. They're also highly, highly impulsive. They're very unstable. They have tons of emotions all day long that they can't manage, they can't regulate, and it makes them feel unstable, so they're impulsive. And you see it mostly in jobs. You see it in locations, moving, and relationships. Breaking up, getting back together, serial dating, just meet someone, get married. But here's the deal. I'm going to finish reading what you wrote because you said, he was with me for 8 years and never wanted to marry me. Thank God. That's not true. You wouldn't be writing this if you really felt that way. There's a little part in you that's kind of, can't believe he's getting married to someone else that fast and wouldn't marry me for 8 years. Don't do that. If you're doing that, don't do that. You said, yet trash with lower education and pay. He married. See, you're hating on the person he's with and you don't know her. Do you really know her? And it doesn't matter how much education people have or how much money they make. Is that really important to you? I hope not. That's shallow. Right, Shannon from the Midwest? We don't really care about things like that. And do you see how the more emotions we get, we start feeling more impulsive and we do things that don't really say who we are. I don't think you really judge people on education and how much money they make. I think that you're having more emotions come into your life right now because you're looking at this guy, your ex, and you're saying, holy crap, 8 years and he's going to get married like that to this whore. Sit down with somebody and talk about all this stuff so you're real clear on what's happened, okay? Real clear. And don't be mad at her. Have compassion for her. She's about to go through what you just went through. Sad. Karen, don't know where you're from. Please leave us your locations, please. Thank you. Karen asks, my ex was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder. I notice he has a lazy right eye, as do others with this disorder. What part of the brain controls the right eye and schizophrenia? So I shortened your question down, Karen, and I looked up schizoaffective disorder. I know a lot about schizophrenia, actually. I know a lot about schizophrenia already, but I didn't know much about schizoaffective disorder, and I looked that up. And so schizoaffective, it's kind of like taking a part from schizophrenia and also a mood disorder, which could be like depression, manic, different moods, okay, disorders. So it's not the same thing, and it is something different. Some doctors thought it was the same and tried to argue it was the same, but now it's clearly something different. So I didn't find anything common about this lazy right eye that you've talked about, but I did find out, I do know that the frontal lobe controls our emotions. It controls a lot of our cognitive skills and information coming in, things like this, and a lot of trauma and non-development in children, a lot of narcissists, people with personality disorders, and also people with problems like this may not have a bunch of activity in the frontal lobe. Less neurons firing. I don't know if that has something to do with the eye, but it could have something to do with schizophrenic symptoms such as hallucinations. Okay? Sorry I can't help you more with that, Karen. But I'm also not a doctor, to talk to you about these things, but feel free to look it up. There's still more information I saw about it on there. It's kind of interesting. It's an awful lot like borderline. That's something I have to say. And borderline personality disorder is so often misdiagnosed. so often misdiagnosed. I know it is. I know people that have been diagnosed with bipolar, they've been diagnosed with schizotypal, they've been diagnosed with all these different things, and then later find out they're borderline. It's just so common, so common. I don't know. I have nothing else to say about that, though. Thanks. Leather Banshee from Cleveland. Hello, Leather. What does emotional self-regulate mean? And you have a few questions, so I'll just answer them one at a time. So, emotions are your body doing stuff, right? And when we're babies, we can't regulate this at all. We need our help from our parents. And so, you know, something often that children are scared of is like a loud noise. And, woo, makes their body do things. That's scary. It's hard to regulate this at all right now. As a baby, I start crying. I reach out to my parents, right, like this. Help me, pick me up. What they're saying is regulate my emotions. Calm me down. My body's doing things I can't control, and it's scary to me. I've talked about this before many times, actually, that some doctors think we have up to 34,000 different emotions. And that's real scary for a baby. And parents need to help children learn how to regulate these emotions by doing it for them. So self-regulate means I get super excited about something, right? And I blurt out and freak out and do cartwheels and never, like, nonstop, you know, and everyone's like talking about something serious. It's quiet. You know, it's like I'm not controlling myself, right? I'm feeling things and I'm expressing them in ridiculous ways. Does that make sense? I'm not regulating my emotion. Years ago, I used to bartend, and I'd see a female. Females are easier to use for these examples, and she'll get a glass of wine, right? She'll sit down, she'll seem okay, smiling, and she'll have a glass of wine, and then she'll get angry. And then the next time I look over there, she's laughing hysterically, ha ha! And the next time I look, she's crying. All one glass of wine. I got to go over there and pull the wine, right? She's not regulating her emotions, and the wine's not helping. Does that make sense? I hope that does. If it doesn't, just keep asking. Next question you have, Leather, is how does a narcissist pretend to have emotions that he or she doesn't really have? Well, anyone can do that, right? I mean, if someone doesn't have empathy to where they see someone get hurt and it doesn't faze them, but they also know that that society expects you to have empathy, so they can act like they care. Oh, right there with us, right? I mean, I was thinking about, I thought about this before, and I think a good example is, at least for Americans, and other people in other countries can use a similar example, but our 9/11 on September 11, 2001, we had 5,500 people were murdered by terrorist attacks, and it really brought the country together. And I keep thinking about like sociopaths, psychopaths, and narcissists who don't care, who didn't care, but they had to act like they cared. They couldn't just be like, whatever, be the only one in the room, and everyone's like, oh my God, and everyone's, they're just like, no, they were doing it too. Every narcissist, sociopath, and psychopath around people, when that happened, were like, oh my gosh. They acted like it too because they want to be socially accepted. So it's not hard to act like or pretend you have emotions you don't really have. How do narcissists know when they have? So your question, how do narcissists know when they have conquered primary supply and move on to the secondary supply? And you're giving him too much. It's the narcissist plays with the toy until it breaks and then moves on to the next one. How's that? You're not so exciting anymore. You're not happy. You're not healthy. You're broken. See ya. Right? You staple pages together, staple pages together, oh, it doesn't work anymore. See ya. That's it. That's it. That's it. When you start getting into like, oh, they're trying to get you to kill yourself or die or all this stuff, and you're starting to talk like sociopath, psychopath. Thank you. Next question. Last question is from 2018 Music. from England. Hello. Hi, David. What was the straw that broke your back? So you want to know, and thanks for asking. That's nice. You want to know what was the final straw that broke my back in an abusive relationship. And it was, unfortunately, it was after it was over, and this person came back and sucked me back in 3 times. Yeah. It's bad enough after they've totally just taken away all your self-pride, all your self-worth, right? And then they come back and do it again, come back, do it again, and then they come back and do it again. I had none left. That was when I finally, I didn't know anything, didn't know information. This was almost 10 years ago. It was like 9 years ago. So there wasn't YouTube channels and stuff like that to go look for help. I saw a therapist, didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So it was basically, that was just enough. And I completely understood I can't have this person be able to find me at all. Because the last time, like one of the times they found me was amazing. I was living here in Las Vegas and they knew what kind of work I was in and they tracked me down. It was amazing. So I did everything I could to make sure that person couldn't find me for a long time. So that was it. Thanks for asking. Appreciate it. And thank you guys all for such beautiful questions. Really. And you guys tell me such nice, beautiful things. Thank you so much. You guys are so appreciative of what I'm doing here for all of you. So thank you so much for being so respectful and so kind and appreciative and so nice to each other. It's so great to see. It really is. I really enjoy it. Thank you. Everyone, always love yourself first. I'll see you next Monday. Keep asking questions and keep taking care of yourself. Bye-bye.